Pet Shop Boys, West End Girls on Ann Arbor's 1071. And Green Day's latest, The American Dream, is killing me. Freezing for a reason, rocking for the hungry we are right here in front of Kroger, 400 South Maple, the Westgate Shopping Center. I am here with Susan Aaronson. She's the director of the dietetics program in the Department of Nutritional Sciences at the University of Michigan School of Public Health and a member of Food Gatherers Board of Directors. Hello.
Hello, nice to meet
We
you.
meet again.
Yeah. It's not too
Yes.
bad out here, actually.
No.
So
Yesterday was bad. Today is much better.
there's been worse years, though.
Yeah,
So I think we
there
have to
has been
celebrate
worse
the
years.
sunshine.
Yeah, yeah. Not
Yeah.
a cloud in the sky right
Right.
now. We're all
Yeah.
good. Um, Tell us how you're involved with food gatherers and why this mission is important to you.
Sure.
I know you have a lot to talk about because you do so much. So let's just start there and
Sure,
then we.
sure. So I have, like you said, been a board member for a number of years, and I was attracted to being a board member because nutrition is what I do professionally and kind
Right.
of how I live personally. And I'm particularly interested in food insecurity. Because as a young college student, I actually experienced it myself, but not really didn't really know the label for it. But most importantly, now I teach both undergrads and graduate students and medical students all about what hunger is and its root causes.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing that to educate them, but hopefully so that they can go out in the community and actually work towards changing policies that will have positive income outcomes on what are the various different things that really impact hunger. So it's basically related to how people live and where they live and the money that they have to spend on housing and paying bills and heating their house or food. And we want to alleviate that situation so that food is prioritized.
Right. Now, how long have you been doing this with them?
With students, it was at the School of Public Health. I've probably been teaching there for about a dozen years. And with one of my colleagues, actually, we co-developed and co-teach a course that's specifically about hunger in vulnerable populations. Children, students who are college age and emerging adults and the elderly. So it really goes nicely with the mission, that Food Gatherers has, and it exposes just hundreds and hundreds of students. And additionally, I teach a course in the medical school, an elective course on culinary nutrition. But one thing we do is we've incorporated a unit on hunger and food insecurity. We bring the medical students to Food Gatherers to learn more about their mission so that when they go into practice, they can think about things like, prescriptions for healthy food and how to make sure that in their offices and in their practices, they have the resources they need for our neighbors in the community who are experiencing food insecurity and hunger.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when did you say it started to change towards healthy food, or has it always been
Oh,
like that?
it's a great question. So, from my background in nutrition, I'm really proud that in 2019, that Food Gatherers did actually institute a nutrition policy. And what we see with that is like at least 60% of the food that is actually distributed to our 140 partners across the community. So more than 60% is actually fresh produce and protein. So we're really distributing nutritious, high quality food the majority of what we distribute. So, and another thing to point out is that these 140 partners that are all throughout Washtenaw County are in a variety of different settings, and
You have to adapt to different.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And I've personally gone to some of these communities, and sometimes like I'm volunteering at one of the pantries and people come in speaking 10 different languages, and their actual demands and their needs and what they'd like in terms of the food that's offered may be different from another community. And I think Food Gatherers were really hard with the partners to be able to give neighbors the food that feels most comfortable to them and enjoyable to them. So it's not just about giving calories, but it's comfort and nutrition too.
Right. Now, how we have a list of things for people to buy when they go into the store.
Right, right.
How do they decide on what people should buy?
How does Food Gatherers decide
Yeah.
on that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously there's lots of different ways that they procure food, but they really look for these items that are shelf stable and higher in protein. And, my mind, immediately goes to things like canned beans and various different nut butters and canned tuna and other types of canned fish so that they can be easily transported and they have that high protein. And obviously they source fresh produce not only from government sources but local sources, all places like Kroger and all of the other grocery stores in Washtenaw County that have surplus that our trucks pick up every single day.
Right. Well, Susan Aaronson, I've talked to you before,
Yeah.
and you're a very valuable member on that board.
Oh,
So,
I think it's really everybody who is on staff at Food Gatherers that does such an amazing. I've never worked with a group of people that are so passionate about their cause, and I'm just
yeah.
honored to be a part of it.
And they have been so for as long as I've been here, at least, and that's 13, 15 years, I think, at least. At
Yeah,
least that.
they've been doing this in Washtenaw County, and not just doing it, but doing it incredibly well and with a lot of heart. So
Yeah.
I think it's a real gem to have Food Gatherers in our community, and they work towards one day not having to exist so that we can alleviate hunger and food insecurity. And I'm promoting that also, and let's see what we can do to improve this in our community, because it's really sad seeing so many people who are still struggling. And the numbers, we thought that the numbers had peaked during the pandemic, but now we're seeing that there are more people that are actually accessing the pantries in the community for a number of reasons. One, we've
Yeah.
all seen food prices increase tremendously. It's
Oh,
hitting all of us in
God.
our pocketbooks.
Things have changed.
But the government did a really nice job in the pandemic of having extra resources for folks that were food insecure, and all of those ended this past year. So that hasn't though decreased the need. So
Right.
so Food Gatherers is really in a situation where this year we need to raise as much money as possible. And I think what's really reassuring is to know that for every dollar you donate now, there's a match, that will actually provide 4 meals.
Right.
Our dollars go a long way.
Yeah.
So
They can do a lot with a
yeah,
little.
absolutely. So
Susan, thank you for coming
oh, thanks
out
for
today in
doing
the
this.
cold.
Yeah, it's not too bad out here. So come on out to Kroger
Yeah.
and donate, go online, whatever you can do to make it happen. Every little bit
Yeah.
matters.
Thank you
You're
for coming
welcome.
out in the cold.
You're welcome.
All right. We'll be right back with Coldplay on Ann Arbor's 1071.